Oh, chat, there's no cliffhanger. We're finding out tonight. I need to know if heading into tomorrow's stream, if we have a new franchise mode starting. It all comes down to this. Game 7 to determine who plays the Rockies in the World Series. It will either be the Angels, who looked almost certain to make it, or the team that knocked me out of the playoffs, the New York Yankees. Who, we've seen their lineup already. A little bit top heavy. But we don't know what the Angels look like in 2031. Let's see who you'd rather play. The Angels, you would think, would be anchored by Nick Lodolo, but not really. He has struggle bust. Their starting pitching in general has struggle bust this postseason. Which means the bullpen's probably doing very well. And they are. Bullpens bailed him out. Andres Munoz as the closer. They got Felix Bautista down in AAA. Their catcher, Alejandro Kirk, hasn't had a single at-bat this postseason. It's been Keibert Ruiz, who's done very well. Joey Bart's also on the team. First base, Doug May, who has struggle bust. How the hell were they up 3-1 on the Yankees? Andres Jimenez at second. That makes a lot of sense. Luis Renfigo as well, although he struggled at the plate. Third base, James McDonald and Josh Young. The old Josh Young. Shortstop, Leover Peguero, an old friend of chats. In left, Richie Palacios. In center, Victor Scott and William Richard. And in right, a former friend from his time with the Dodgers, Andy Paez. I don't know how this has happened. I mean, Trout is in AAA. He's also 39, though, so it makes sense. Somewhat. I mean, in real life, they play him in the majors. Now, look, I'm going to get accused of the jinx, and that's all well and good. I'm going to get accused of the jinx. This is ending right here. You guys are winning this. I've said it all season long. I'm saying it again. Accuse me of the jinx if you want. You guys are winning this no matter who advances. You have the best team left, and I don't think you're going to lose at all. I think this is over, which is a good thing that I already have in mind, the kind of challenge I want to do next. Because, yeah, this is about to be over. You guys are going to win this son of a bitch right here. The only question is, who's it going to be? We'll take a look at your stats in the playoffs thus far. So the prediction will be Rockies or LAA/New York Yankees. And we'll see what you think. But let's take a look at the numbers that have gotten you guys to this point. Hunter Brown has been fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Chase Dollander, solid, not amazing. He's only gotten the one start. Bryce Miller, maybe you don't value Bryce Miller. And I will say, this is where you pay attention so you know what goddamn relievers you should be relying on. Ryan Rollison, Mesut Ozil has yet to throw a ball in the playoffs. On the other side, Chris McMahon, 5 1/3 innings pitched, has been fantastic. Ian Hamilton has been very solid. Moorhead Longwood has also been very strong. Camilo Doval has not seen the ball once. Jaime Barria has not seen the ball once, even though he had a good regular season. Mason Miller has been tragic. Rusty T. Shackelford's been great. And Suarez has also been great. So avoid Miller. Throw pretty much anybody else. In terms of the lineup, can we cut Miller? You could. And I know the interest is going to be there about Langford, by the way. For the record, he is healthy. He'll be back for the World Series. So now could be the time to send Miller down and call up Wyatt Langford. There you go. It worked out perfectly. Langford's back for the final. In terms of that lineup, you got Dose on a 233 average. I'm a Mac. He's a PC. Has struggled a bit. Mountain Oyster's been all right, not elite. Brett Beatty's been phenomenal. Langford is back. Remember when I said you guys were going to win? That didn't even matter that you had Wyatt Langford. And now you have him back. You're about to win the World Series, chat. GG's. Kyle Manzardo on a 208. Volpe on a 286. Then Clark up to a 115 and a 208 for Dinger. So, you know, it's one of those things where lineup-wise, it might not be the worst idea to run Drew Romo over Dinger. Romo was the better hitter in the regular season anyway. Clark is a tough one. Given the fact that, I mean, Benny's been a little bit better, but not much. And then obviously the other guys, it's like you just got to trust them. So that is what it is. Let's find out who it's going to be. It will be the Angels and the Rockies for the World Series. Brett Beatty winning NL postseason, or being in first for NL postseason MVP, which means he did win that particular award. And then Keibert Ruiz on the other side. We don't know who the World Series MVP will be, of course. With that, the Angels have home field advantage, which once doomed the Rockies against the other team in Los Angeles. What will happen here? The 98-win Angels against the 93-win Rockies. You get a look at the numbers so far through the playoffs. They've had better hitting. You guys have had better batting. The opposite. You've had better pitching. Losing my mind. Losing my mind. Game 1. Angel Stadium. It will be Hunter Brown on the mound. It's the move that makes the most sense, obviously. Lineup-wise, it takes Brett Beatty out for Warming Bernabel. We won't let that happen. To be honest, it's going to be another optimize because that has been what's worked for you guys. I mean, Clark in that 9 spot has been hitting the lights out. The big question is where the hell you're going to want to put Langford and if you want to take Dinger out for Romo. Keep in mind, Romo's a switch hitter. That's a valuable piece to have in the lineup. Very valuable piece to have in the lineup. I'm a Mac. He's a PC. Has also struggled. You could look to take him out for someone like cash considerations or Warming Bernabel. But at the end of the day, Chad, it is your choice. It's not my team. Getting calls for putting in Romo. Any disagreements? Get the switch hitting catcher. Again, he had better hitting stats in the regular season. Had a 749 OPS to Dinger's 620. And Dinger only has a 208 average and 24 at-bats. Looks like Romo's in. In terms of Mac, Bernabel or cash considerations, given that Montgomery only had a 207 average. Do you go to cash considerations or Warming Bernabel at DH instead of I'm a Mac, he's a PC? What do you think? Both are righties, as is Mac, so there'd be no change in that dynamic. What do you think? You go to the rookie cash considerations. That seems to be the thought. All right. So Cash will be in. Funny enough, it has him at DH. Beatty doesn't have a second position, nor does Cash. Cash is actually a better defender than Brett Beatty, so you can get Brett at DH. So the big question Where do you put the guys who haven't gotten a hit yet? You could argue towards the bottom half of the lineup, take the pressure off of them. And then, yeah, Volpe, Oyster, Beatty. That's a hell of a lineup. That is a hell of a lineup. You can even make that swap there, and it's not too bad. That is one hell of a lineup, chat. Any disagreements for game one? Going once on this lineup. 2 switch hitters. Good lefty-righty balance. Game one. Leadoff single for Dos. Chat, are you stealing with Pablo Sanchez Dos? A leadoff single to kick off the World Series. Do you go for the steal? He gets it. Swing away or small ball is now the question. How aggressive do you choose to be? Swing, small ball, small ball, small ball. Going once on small ball. Going twice on small ball. Swing now or forever hold your peace. Small ball is going to win it. The bunt. The sac fly. 1-0 Rockies. So Oyster goes down. Good start to the game for Hunter Brown. Clark walks. Do you steal, chat? Good speed. Not very good steal rating. Do you go for it? Or will you be split on this decision? All right, it's going to be a swing away here. Wyatt Langford's first at bat of the playoffs. He singles Clark into scoring position. Any disagreement on a Drew Romo sac fly and his first at bat of the playoffs? Any disagreements? Sac fly is the call. Double play. He was thrown out at home. Oof. Brown continuing to deal. 1, 2, 3 inning there. Pitcher's taking over a little bit. Lead off double for Victor Scott. Jimenez goes down. Ruiz goes down. My God. Lead off single for Max Clark. He told me not to steal. No, wait. Was it not steal or steal for Clark? What do you think? What are you going to do for Max Clark, chat? Wyatt Langford at the plate. Chat calling for the swing. Langford down. Romo, double play ball. Hunter Brown, my goodness. Dos is on. With 1 out, do you steal? Chat says yes. He gets caught. Volpe with a double. Beatty can't bring him home. Dude, Brown is fucking dealing. Bottom of the 7th. Finally gives up the second hit of the game. Ruiz bunts Jimenez over. Renfigo walks. Do you trust Hunter Brown? Do you trust? He has had a great performance so far. Chat's voting to trust. He walks, the bases loaded. Do you trust? With 1 out and a 1-run lead, do you trust? What's the word for Hunter Brown? Going once on trust. Going twice on trust. Here we go. McDonald brings in 2, and the Angels have the lead. It's 2-1. Do you trust? The Angels take the lead. They couldn't get anything going through the first 6 innings, but deliver there. Trust is still the word. Longwood getting some shouts. Going once on Moorhead Longwood. Going twice. Sold. Moorhead's in. Single. Bases loaded. 1 out for Richie Palacios, who strikes out. And now, the former Rocky, Liover Peguero, walked in a run. It's 3-1 Angels. Do you trust? A 3-run bottom of the 7th for the Angels. Going once on keep. Going twice. He's getting the next batter. Victor Scott strikes out. Langford leadoff single. How aggressive do you choose to be? Steal or no steal? That is the question. Steal or no steal? No steal. Drew Romo against Andres Munoz strikes out. Steal or no steal? With 1 out. Steal or no steal with 1 out. Chat torn. We're going to swing then. Cash considerations on the single. 2 on, 1 out in a 2-run game. Pablo Sanchez Dos flies out. That brings up Anthony Volpe, who delivers an RBI single. The lead's back to 1. Brett Beatty with a 3-run home run. The Rockies lead 5-3. Brett Beatty does it again. The Rockies lead heading into the bottom of the 8th. Too much talent in that lineup. Chat, do you trust for Mr. Moorhead Longwood? Do you trust him to be the setup man heading into the 9th? Suarez, trust. Going once on trust. Going once on trust. Got some Shackelford votes, some Suarez votes. Shackelford getting more love. Going once on Shackelford. Going twice. It's a close vote. Shackelford gets the draw over Suarez. Jimenez walks. Ruiz singles. He has to face one more batter. Renfigo sack bunt. 2 on. In scoring position, 1 out. Do you trust or do you change? You can now take him out should you choose to. Trust is the word. Going once on trust. Still going once on trust. Going twice. Sold on trust. All right. Pahez goes down. McDonald strikes out. Shackelford survives it. Bottom of the 9th. I already know the call is going to be Suarez. In a 5-3 game. Doug May down. Palacios down. Peguero walks. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Victor Scott at the plate represents the tying run. Who will take game one of the World Series? Suarez, pitch 13 is a circle change that misses.
If he's going to steal second, you want him to go early in the count. That way he's not a distraction to the hitter at the plate. Go ahead and get.
They won't change Suarez unless something bad happens on this at bat. The 1-0. Suarez gets him swinging on slurve. It's fouled off. Your 1-1 count.
Here's a 1-1.
Suarez gets him swinging. Angels down to their last strike.
With the tying run at the plate here in game.
And the Rockies secure game one.
Gets a piece.
Fouled off. Scott staying alive for now.
He's able to slow his back down just enough to make contact with that pitch. Keep the at-bat alive.
Suarez deals. Popped up. The Colorado Rockies are 3 wins away from winning the World Series.
Winning never gets old, but it's also important to come out and play with
1 down, 3 to go. Have the Angels ever been in the World Series? Yes, they won the World Series. 2002.
Especially when you work this hard to play at this level. Nice win today.
Colorado. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that is their first ever victory in a World Series. Because 2007 didn't go too well for him. 9 hits to 5 was the final count there. Solid performance for the most part from Brown. Bullpen gets it done from there. Longwood and Suarez with his 5th save of the playoffs. 1 win down thanks to the 4 RBI game from Brett Beatty. Who'd have thought the indecisive signing could end up being the World Series MVP. Off to game 2. As the Rockies look to make an impression on the road. To kick off the series, chat, you have a choice. Dollander, Miller, Rolison, Ozil, McMahon. Who do you want for the game 2 starter? Who do you want? Rolison, Dollander, Mesut. Another vote for Mesut Ozil. Another vote for Dollander. It's between Dollander and Ozil at the moment. Another vote for Dollander. Let's see. Going once for Chase Dollander. Going twice. Some late votes for Mesut Ozil. Going once for Mesut. Going twice for the former Arsenal man. The rookie lefty, Mesut Ozil, will start game 2. Romo wasn't particularly good in the last game. Cash considerations did have some moments, though, so you could put him back at DH. Postseason debut in game 2. Yeah, I mean, shit, I don't even know if he pitched in September. It might be his freaking major league debut. Wyatt Langford was back in a big-time way in that last game. Cash considerations looking good. And then Dose still looking good, too. So, honestly, Langford, cash considerations, Beatty, Volpe, Sanchez, Dose, Oyster down to the 6th spot. It's not too bad. A lot of potential in the bottom half of that lineup, too, if the guys figure it out. Game 2. Rockies and Angels in the World Series. Lead-off single for Langford. You told me not to let him steal before, though, so he won't. Cash hits into a double play. Beatty flies out. Lead-off single for Scott. Keibert Ruiz with a 2-run shot. 2-0 Angels. Keibert Ruiz got the better of him. Volpe again doesn't quite hit that speed threshold you've been telling me about. Dose flies out. Oyster into another double play. Single for McDonald. Pahez goes down. Doug May goes down. Palacios with the 2-run shot. 4-0 Angels. Scott singles. Peguero singles. Chat, do you trust? Do you trust? A call for Miller. And not the starter Miller. Well, actually, it would have to be Miller. Another call for Miller. All right. Going once on Miller. Sold. I'm going to have to go twice. Miller is in. We're in 2031, T-Reds. A single there. Renfigo, 2 outs, bases loaded. Pops up. 1, 2, 3 inning there. 1 out single for the Angels. Paez can't do anything. An RBI triple for Doug May. It's 5-0. Langford down. Cash with a 1-out double. Beatty almost knocked him home. Cash thrown out. Volpe with an RBI double. The Rockies are on the board. Dose flies out. 5-1. Keep it Ruiz, 2-out single. Renfigo can't bring him in. Take out Miller and save him. I mean, if anyone else wants to back you up on that, it can be done. You guys can't afford to play small ball. Dinger strikes out. Manzardo pops up. Clark flies out. Do you want to take out Miller now that he's kind of stopped the bleeding? Or do you leave him in? It's 5-1. The bottom of the 5th. Call for McMahon. Going once on Mr. McMahon, not the rapist. Call for Berea, going twice for McMahon. McMahon's getting the call here. Chris McMahon is in. And a 1, 2, 3 inning. Langford walks. Cash singles. Brett Beatty out. Volpe sack bunts, even though we didn't tell him to. Pablo can't deliver. More stranded base runners for the Rockies. 2-out single for Scott. Peguero can't do anything. Oyster, leadoff single. Doesn't have the speed threshold you've told me about. Dinger into a double play. Manzardo walks. Clark grounds out. Leadoff double for Ruiz. Daniel, I haven't watched yet, but I'm going to. RBI single for Renfigo at 6-1. McDonald down. Paez is down. Langford, Cash, Beatty can't do anything. Bottom of the 8th. 1, 2, 3 for McMahon. Volpe down. Dose walks. No point in risking the steal. There's just no point. Oyster singles. Dinger McPiss missile against Sam Bachman. Delivers on an RBI single at 6-2. Manzardo delivers on an RBI single at 6-3. Clark delivers on an RBI single at 6-4. 1 out. Runners at the corners. The Rockies might not be done. This would be their magnum opus in terms of a comeback. And a big shout out to Jacques for the follow. As the Angels bring in their closer. Can the Rockies pull off a miracle in game number 2? Kendrick Chick brought on. He's 2 for 2 and save opportunities. Wyatt Langford steps in. Captain clutch. Missed the playoffs up until the World Series. He's back in the lineup, but takes strike 1 from Chick as the Angels look to tie this series up at 1 win apiece.
And prevent that run from scoring.
Here comes the 0-1.
The 0-1 from Chick. Langford fouls it off. And quickly in an 0-2 hole. Chick delivers. Langford couldn't turn on it in time. Fouled it off, but Chick is playing with fire here with this pitch location.
Here in game 2 of the World Series.
The 0-2 from Chick gets Langford on the slider.
He's locked in at the plate when he's using the whole field.
2 outs. A gigantic strikeout there. Taking down Langford.
A move coming at third base.
That brings up, well, Jorge Mateo on as a pinch runner at third.
So they're down to their final.
Surprised he wasn't brought in at first, but cash considerations, the rookie.
Ball one there.
Viewed as a future starter at third base. Is his time now. He's been great since you guys started to sub him in.
Traffic on the bases with 3 already across.
Ahead in the count, 1-0.
Stages of game 2.
Chick delivers, misses again.
Really been able to slow down the game tonight with his at-bats.
Can't get the rookie to bite
doesn't look anxious at all.
on these pitches. Big moment in this game, big moment in this series. The 2-0 from Chick gets him swinging on the fastball. Strike one.
All game if guys will chase it.
And the rookie deliver at the plate when the rookie couldn't deliver on the mound. Cash considerations! The Rockies lead! 7-6, the rookie delivers!
Well, that swing changes things.
Yes, it does. They were in striking distance. They found a way
It's a team of destiny, chat. It's a team of destiny. Cash considerations. First home run. A 3-run shot. 2 outs in the top of the 9th. And the Rockies lead.
knew what pitch he wanted to hit.
Unbelievable.
This at bat was very patient, and it paid off.
They do it again. A drive to left.
Now a chance for Brett Beatty.
That brings up Brett Beatty,
Bottom of the zone and a
who takes strike one. The Angels have surrendered 6 runs in the top of the 9th.
Crowd locked in right now.
What the
One-run
fuck?
game here in the 9th.
I had a feeling the Rockies would win the World Series this year. I didn't think they would toy with everyone's emotions like this. Unreal. A flair for the dramatics. The 0-2 to Beatty.
Swing and a ball lined out towards
Into center field. That's basket caught there. And
that is that. So
well, the pressure now on the Angels. Leover Peguero, Keibert Ruiz, and Luis Renfigo.
set to hit in the bottom of the 9th. It's the Rock.
The question is, can the Angels tie it? Jose Suarez is 5 for 5 in terms of save opportunities this postseason. He's brought in again. Warming Bernabel has been subbed in at first base after Mateo was pinch run before.
One-run game. Leo
Chad, don't you think if I could have jinxed you, it would have been it would have happened already? Like, you're fine. You won. GG's. It happens. Congrats on winning this year.
The shortstop takes the ball.
That fastball misses. The Angels lose this series. The 30 for 30 focuses on that inning.
Clips the outside.
That's one of the worst collapses I think I've ever seen in baseball. Video game or real life, for God's sakes. Former Rocky Leover Peguero holds off on a tough circle change. I can't out jinx how badly the Angels suck, okay?
That's out to center field.
Peguero to center. Clark. One down.
And there's one down. That's a big first out right there, and that changes things.
A 6-run top of the 9th, including a 3-run shot with 2 outs.
More outs to work with. They got to find a way
Unbelievable.
Get one around the bases.
Ruiz steps in and somehow doesn't send that to the moon. Jesus Christ. You couldn't have asked for a better pitch. Just hangs a slider top shelf.
Looking to get the tying run on base. Bounce to the right.
Ruiz to second. Tough throw. Out.
The catcher by a step.
The Rockies 1 out away from a 2-0 series lead in the World Series.
Angels down.
It comes down to Luis Renfigo.
The next to hit.
Renjifo, sorry. I was dyslexic there for a second.
Bottom of the zone.
They hope he's the guy to
I thought it was Renfigo and not Renjifo. There is a Renfigo out there. Anyway.
Popped up.
That'll do it.
Behind the plate.
McPiss Missile
And he's got
secures the game. The Angels absolutely choke.
All game, this team had to battle.
One of the worst choke jobs in baseball history.
Those final 3 outs in the bottom.
As the Angels
Very well executed ball.
give up 6 runs in the top of the 9th.
So Chris, here's a look at
That is absolutely insane.
really close ball game.
Yeah, this is one of those games that clearly could have gone either way, and that's kind of exactly what you expect out of postseason baseball.
That is absolutely insane. Suarez goes 6 for 6.
7-6.
2 wins away for Chats Rockies. This series is over, man. This series is over. There is no fucking way this team, with how they've been playing, are choking this series. There's no jinx to be had. I would need the power of every jinx to ever happen. This series is done. You could tell just with the way they dispatched Cincinnati with 4 in a row after losing game 1. Just as the series shifts to Colorado, it will not be going back to Los Angeles. Game number 3. The City Connects in effect for this one. And the question is, who is on the mound for game 3? Do you turn to Brown already or try to save him for game 4? Who do you go for, chat? Who do you go for in game number 3? Looks like Dollander is going to get the shout. And again, as we do, optimize the old lineup. It's been an effective strategy for you guys. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. It has definitely worked this time. Except you wanted I'm a Mac, he's a PC out for cash considerations, who is currently batting .500 through 8 at-bats. Which is pretty fucking insane. So Cash, Beatty, Langford, Volpe. It makes sense probably to go Volpe second. So Cash, Volpe, Beatty, Langford, Oyster. That's just a great fucking lineup, man. Game 3. A 1-out triple for Jimenez. And an RBI single for Keibert Ruiz. Early lead for the Angels. Not like that matters. Ground out there ends the inning. 1-out double for May. Guerrero can't do anything. 1-out walk for Dinger. Manzardo a single. Clark with a 3-run shot. And a follow-up shot from Cash Considerations. 4-1. Beatty almost had an RBI single. It's 4-1. This series is done. Fucking GG's. Series over. Told you guys, no matter who the hell you played, them or the Yankees, the second home run for Cash Considerations. It's 5-1. I said no matter who the hell you were playing, this series was done. It's done. Their starter's out. 5-1 heading into the 6th. Rengifo reaches on an error. Follow-up single. Dollander trying to get out of it. And he does. Solo shot for the catcher. Dinger McPiss Missile. 6-1. If Dollander, he does give up a single here. You might as well leave him in until he gets into a bit of trouble. And he gets out of it. Cash with a single. Fuck it. Try to get him a steal. He gets it. Volpe grounds out. Beatty's down. Langford's down. Dollander getting tired. Nearly struck out the side. You might as well see if Dollander can finish it off. The Colorado Rockies are 1 win away from their first championship in franchise history. You could just feel it in the air heading into tonight. To the surprise of hopefully nobody. Certainly not a surprise to me. In terms of who wins the championship first is how we've always determined kind of, hey, who won? Chat, you got it done. You got one more win to go. The Angels are not winning 4 in a row. This series is done. You guys get to bring Hunter Brown out for this next one. Unbelievable. Just a dominant run. Potentially just one loss en route to the title as well. Which is just insane. Absolutely insane. What a team. What a team. What a team. Cash, Volpe, Beatty, Langford. GG's. I'd be shocked if it's not a sweep. Cash with a leadoff single. We're going to hold off on stealing and just swing away because fuck it. 2-run shot for Wyatt Langford. Solo shot for Mountain Oyster. 3-0. It's done. It is absolutely done. The second they choked in game 2, this series was over. RBI single for cash considerations. The second they gave up 6 runs in the top of the 9th, it was done. You could argue it was done before that. Solo shot for Rengifo gets the Angels on the board. Solo shot for McDonald. It's now 4-2. Still a long way to go, and I can't imagine they're going to keep you off the board. One out double for Dose. Manzardo and Clark fail to bring him in. Figueroa with a double. Jimenez is down. Cash goes down. Volpe the walk. A walk for Ruiz. Another walk. Probably the time to turn away from Brown after back-to-back walks. The boy, the guy, whatever you want to call him, he's tired. What's it going to be? Who are you going for here, chat? McMahon, Duvall, Miller, Mezit, Duvall. I mean, Duvall hasn't pitched once this postseason, for fuck's sake. Going once on Duvall. Again, Miller is not the same Miller you're thinking of, so no. Going twice on Camilo Duvall. Shackelford stealing it away at the last minute. Duvall's going to win. RBI single. Double play ball. And he gets out of the inning. It's 4-3. Their starters out. Solo shot from Peguero. The game is tied at 4. They'll blow it. Don't worry. I imagine you don't want to stick with Duvall. You guys are fine. You're still going to win this game. This team always finds ways to win. Walk-offs, comebacks. This game's over. McMahon, Suarez, Shackelford, Suarez. Suarez right now is ahead. Going once on Suarez. Shackelford and Suarez in the mix. Going twice on Shackelford. Shackelford wins. Gets out of it. Colby grounds out. Leadoff single. Shackelford gets out of it. Beatty walks. Langford, RBI double. The Rockies lead. In the bottom of the 8th, the Rockies lead. And could be 3 outs away from a sweep in the World Series. They were once swept. And now they could win the World Series on their home turf. No outs in the bottom of the 8th. Runner on second. This series is over. Both the World Series and, well, we'd have to decide if we wanted to continue this and see what happens moving forward for a season or two. But in most series, whether or not it's Madden, NHL, NBA, whatever, once the title's won, the feeling's kind of gone. Mountain Oyster to right. That will advance the runner, if not more. Warning track power for Oyster. And the insurance run now on third. There's the Dinger McPiss missile. Steps up to the plate. Rough game tonight, but a sac fly would get that oh so important insurance run.
To the left side, but it is
Jesus.
well foul. Don't be surprised. A ball on the ground to the corners. They come home with the baseball instead of going to first base.
The 0-1 from Vasquez. Didn't get him swinging. Be us switching for the next few years. I mean, that's true. That could be the intrigue, is whether or not I'm able to push you guys competitively. I'm intrigued. We'll think about it. Dinger out to left. Left center even. Barring a tremendous throw, it's going to be 6-4. And it is 6-4 Rockies. The Angels can't stop choking. Pablo Sanchez Dos is ready to go.
And first off,
fouls that one off. YouTube series is going to be like 60 episodes. Well, what we could do is just do it for Twitch only, and then like, hey, if someone's back in the World Series, I can just be like, hey, we're in the World Series, and actually hit record.
And he grounds one back up the middle.
As Dos will ground out the second. The Angels need 2 to tie.
We're through 8 full here in Game 4. It's
3 outs away from a sweep in the World Series for the Rockies. And who else would it be? Jose Suarez, who might go down as your finest free agent signing, chat. It's between him and Brett Beatty. No doubt about it. Looking to go 7 for 7 in this postseason. Doug May leads off.
Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
The wind and the pitch.
What would have happened had chat not signed Brett Beatty? Had some people gotten their way?
Suarez, a former All-Star. He features.
We'll never know. We know what happened with him, though.
A slurve, a slider, and he works in a two-seamer.
May fouls that one off. Hulk, what's going on, buddy? He did show up at a good time. It's been an amazing run for Chat's Rockies. Moments away from winning the World Series. Frank, what do you mean again? My recollection is we've had a pretty even split. Anytime we do something like this between MLB or NBA, it's a pretty even split, typically. There's the strikeout for Suarez. 2 outs away.
came out of his mechanics there.
2 outs away, Richie Palacios.
Little anxious.
Friedrich, so you can technically create the Expos. There's no expansion, but you can relocate teams. So it's like you could move Oakland to Montreal if you wanted to. See the 0-1. Suarez just pitching with confidence. A quick 0-2. Tampa would be a good shout too, yeah. I mean, Athletics are obviously going to move to Vegas if they can.
Offering misses, and it's 1-2.
1-2 from Suarez.
Just missed.
Just missed.
Base is empty, 1 away. Late.
The Angels need a miracle that they are not going to get. God's not watching. The Rockies are 1 out away from winning the World Series. All I can say is what I've said numerous times, is it's going to end at the hands of former Rocky Liover Peguero. I mentioned it. I agree with my take at the start of the year that this was going to be the final season. And it was.
Next offering is in for a strike.
2 strikes away.
Shoots a line.
Hit out to right center. It is a base hit. Peguero trying to keep the Angels alive. The tying run comes up to the plate. Their leadoff hitter, Victor Scott.
Back to the top of the lineup, number 32, the next to hit for the Angels. And that's in there for
Slurve in there for strike 1. Big time strike 1 after that base hit.
Tying run at the plate. Not even close.
This is there. It'll be a 1-1 count. Suarez hasn't exactly faced too many lefties, so those numbers are a little bit misleading. 1-1 to Scott. Misses high on the fastball. 2-1 count for Victor Scott.
It's through for a hit.
Grounder gets through. Back-to-back base hits for the Angels. The tying run on base. Jimenez is up. 1 for 4 tonight.
Up and in.
Fastball high inside. Doesn't hit the zone.
Right now, you can feel it.
Rockies 1 out away from their first ever World Series. A 1-0 from Suarez just misses the zone.
This is the guy they turn to get the most important outs of the ball game, but they're going to make it.
And Suarez looking to go 7 for 7 in this postseason in terms of save opportunities. The 2-0. Hit to left. That one's going to land. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. And the Angels have tied it in the top of the 9th as he's thrown out going for 3rd. They got selfish at the end and potentially cost themselves the go-ahead run. The Rockies, it would be a bottom of the 9th walk-off, wouldn't it? The script writers are so fucking predictable. Cash Considerations is gonna walk this fucker off. What am I even here for? I don't even need to be here right now. This script is so fucking obvious.
Oh, and this one's
never mind. Kyle Manzardo will do it himself. The Colorado Rockies have won the World Series.
A gigantic blast. And
the most obvious script of all time. How many fucking times did you guys win in a walk-off? The most obvious script of all time. Kyle Manzardo is the hero as the Rockies toy with their food and ultimately get it done anyway. Chat gets the win. Yeah, I feel like I've seen this one, right? The back and forth nature of this challenge continues. I win, you win, I win, you win, you win, I win. It's just the way it goes.
Welcome back on the show.
The World Series heads to Coors for the very first time.
World Series clinching game.
Kyle Manzardo gets it done. The most predictable World Series win of all time. I called it the final year. I know it when I see it. I know it when I see it. The Rockies win their first World Series. Well, Chad, after how some of the more recent streamer versus chats have gone, it's nice to see you get a win, you know? The first title in club history. And it's thanks to fucking Andreas Jimenez trying to take third. The fucking idiot. Like, he got greedy. If he stayed at second, who knows? But at the end of the day, 428 feet to right, it'll be this play that's remembered forever in Colorado. Kyle Manzardo walks off the World Series and wins streamer versus chat for chat in 2031 as the Angels pissed away everything. Jesus Christ, did they piss away that series? There's no other way to put it. Your World Series MVP, cash considerations. 563 average with 3 home runs and 6 RBI in 4 games. Cash considerations, the rookie. An unbelievable run for the 23-year-old. All the contract control in the world. Apparently excels at pinch hitting. The 2031 World Series MVP. Again, Brett Beatty won the postseason MVP. He was outstanding. The Rockies get it done. Hunter Brown was fantastic. Easily your best starter. Although Dollander, you could argue, but Dollander got half the innings. Bryce Miller, Ryan Rolison, Mesut Ozil, he didn't lose. Chris McMahon was fantastic when he used him. The key was this year, the bullpen. The bullpen delivered. And it was the younger guys like Moorhead Longwood and Rusty T. Shackelford. Those younger options that finally developed. Shackelford at 26, Longwood at 24. Hamilton was great. And then Jose Suarez, 7 for 7 in the playoffs. That was the key. Longwood, Shackelford get promoted, and you signed Jose Suarez. That won you the World Series. Easily. Pablo certainly had his moments. Not great at the plate. I'm a Mac, he's a PC, was really your MVP because he got himself benched. Mountain Oyster was solid, not amazing. Brett Beatty was fantastic. Wyatt Langford, you only had him for the World Series. That's all you needed. Manzardo, only home run. The biggest one. Anthony Volpe, who you guys were going to let go at the end of the year because he wants a raise of $10 million. Clark found his groove once you moved him down the order. Dinger, I mean, had his moment, but yeah, the big star. Cash considerations, who's supposed to be more of a defensive first third baseman. So much for that. Whether or not we continue this, I don't know. Because like I said, typically after one championship is kind of our end point. But there's no denying what a team this could continue to be. But again, if Volpe's gone, you got some other contracts that are either kicking in or expiring. It's not the worst idea in the world to continue with this. I certainly have, a team that made the playoffs and could maybe continue to push. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we come back to this tomorrow night. Maybe we don't. I have a couple of ideas in mind for what we could do. Toogie wins it in terms of overall drafting. Yeah, probably. Okay, so now that it's over, can we be honest? You guys won. I'm happy for you. Can we be honest? What won you this challenge was the dumb as fuck AI that handed you Max Clark and Wyatt Langford for fucking nothing. You guys got these two, especially Langford. You got him for nothing. You got him for a fucking can of Coke. Manzardo as well. Like, fuck me. I'm jealous, don't get me wrong. But, in the end, Volpe worked out really well. You did draft well, but some of the free agent signings, Brown, Beatty, Mountain Oyster was obviously a draft pick. Pablo Sanchez-Dos was a draft pick. So it was a combination. You had some really good draft picks. You did have some really good draft picks. A lot of help with those fucking trade offers. But you made the most of it. The drafting and the trades weren't enough. You needed those perfect free agent signings at the end, and you nailed it. You absolutely nailed it with Suarez, Brown, and Beatty. You put the team together. I didn't quite get the trade offers I needed. It's like I got Jason Dominguez, whatever the fuck, Tommy Troy. Like, I got a couple of trade offers, but those guys, never outright delivered. So, sounds like a well-run organization. Some good drafting, some good signings, and a little bit of luck from dumb AI GMs. That's the sign of a winner. Jack gets it done. Again, we'll see if we do another season. It sucks because you don't want to walk away from a challenge like this once you're, kind of attached to the players and stuff like that. But man, once one team has a win, it kind of takes away from the specialness of it. But maybe this is the time we do something different. Because you guys do still have, there's a really good chance you could go back to back. Like a really good chance you could go back to back. So many of your key players are young, man. So many of those key players are younger, not really at risk of declining. We might have to go again. And Jesus, you have fucking O'Houlihan in the system too. Maybe we'll keep it going. Or maybe not. Time will tell.